new, I'm so glad to have you here. I have not done videos on natural childbirth in a while. As you know, I have two little girls, 4 and 2. I have some videos about preparing for natural childbirth, and if you've been around or maybe you found me through those videos, I have really enjoyed sharing on these topics and encouraging other moms and just sharing in a lighthearted and informative way how you can prepare for birth. Really just to encourage you and help you believe in yourself and that you're capable of doing it. I will be sharing more videos on labor and birth, kind of spread out through my upcoming videos. So if you're interested, don't forget to subscribe to see more of that. And if you haven't already seen my other videos on preparing for labor and birth, I will link the playlist down below. Whether or not it's your first time giving birth or you just want some encouragement and you've already had a few babies, I think my videos can certainly help encourage you along the way. I know even with my second daughter, before I was gonna go into labor, I was watching all these videos to encourage myself and get myself pumped up and ready to do it. So I hope that can be of some help to you with these videos. I'm personally a big fan of Amazon, and I know a big part of getting ready for birth is feeling prepared and feeling like we have what we need and we are ready. So I wanted to focus on some things that I have purchased from Amazon that helped prepare me for my natural birth. So if you're kind of in that stage of like, what can I get? What can I do to prepare? Here is a list of things you can specifically buy on Amazon. If you don't have Amazon or don't use Amazon, you can certainly find these elsewhere online or in store. But I'll be linking these all down below for your convenience if you're interested. I also have a video planned about all the free things you can do to prepare for natural childbirth or childbirth at all. So make sure to stick around for that one too. My first recommendation is a book from Ina May Gaskin. That book is called Ina May's Guide to Childbirth. This book was super encouraging to me. It takes away a lot of the fear around giving birth. Ina May Gaskin kind of headed the way of natural childbirth in the age where medicine kind of really got its hands on childbirth. So I highly recommend her resources. I will also link below a few of the YouTube videos that she's in. She isn't all over YouTube, but the videos of hers that I have watched have been super encouraging, as well as this book. There are tons of birth stories in here that are just natural and beautiful, and it really opens up your mind to childbirth beyond that image of a woman screaming in horror that is fed to us through the media. So I think resources like this are so important in removing that fear that we have that surrounds childbirth. The second thing that I cannot recommend enough is red raspberry leaf tea. Okay, and all these things, it's important to consult with your OB doctor or your midwife or whoever you're working with, because I'm not your doctor. But personally, I just have this strong intuition that this helped me. What red raspberry leaf tea does is it tones and strengthens your uterus. And I can tell you personally that with both of my labors, my contractions just felt extremely effective. My labors, they weren't like, 5 minutes, but they went super consistently. They were both, I don't know, 10 hours or so of active labor, maybe less. I think my first one was about 6 hours. But I'll link both of my birth stories down below if you're interested. Both of them are kind of fun and interesting. Definitely a positive outlook on labor, so you can watch those too if you're interested. But red raspberry leaf tea, many doctors recommend starting to drink it during your second trimester. What I did, I was pregnant in the summer with both my daughters, so what I'd do is I'd put like 6 tea bags in a big glass carafe, and I'd brew the tea, I'd keep it in the fridge, and I'd really water it down with ice and whatnot. But you can drink multiple cups of this per day when you are preparing for labor. The women that I know who drank this too, they had similar labors to mine. They were very effective contractions and a very fluid labor experience without intervention. So that is one of the biggest things. There's not a lot of things you can consume that are supposed to help prepare you for birth, but red raspberry leaf tea is one of them, so I'll make sure to link that below for you as well. One other tool that you can use that will help you prepare for your birth is an exercise ball, but of course they're gonna call it a birthing ball. I think it's so funny how it has a different name because it's when it's being used for birth. An exercise ball, a birthing ball, a yoga ball, whatever you want to call it, a big rubber ball. But here are the different ways it can help prepare you for labor. It can help balance the ligaments, tendons, and muscles in the pelvic area so that the baby can settle into an optimal position. You can also use it during labor to help get the baby into a better position. It really opens up your hips and the pelvis. It helps strengthen the lower back. It may support an easier or shorter labor. It may reduce pain during labor. It can increase blood flow to the uterus. It can reduce the likelihood of needing an epidural or C-section, and it can also help reduce stress or anxiety. So it really can help get your body ready, get your hips open strengthen you, help with pain. There's so many unnatural ways we sit, in positions we put our bodies in during pregnancy and even during labor. If you're in a hospital and they're telling you to just like lie flat in a bed, many of us know that that's not the optimal birthing position. So both before your labor, during your pregnancy, the early stages of labor, throughout your labor, being on an exercise ball can definitely be helpful. Even if you buy one of these and just use it at your house when you're sitting around, you can be bouncing on it. It's really comfortable. It honestly feels really good on your lower back. I personally borrowed a friend's ball when I was pregnant so I could use it, but I highly recommend that. It's just a comfortable place to sit and a comfortable place to move and kind of relieve some of the tension, especially that you feel later on in your pregnancy when you have back pain and things like that. Okay, next up is another book from one of my favorite people, and that is Mama Natural. She has a YouTube channel here. She also has a birth course. She has some amazing videos you can watch that are super helpful. And she also has a book that she came out with. It's kind of like what to expect when you're expecting, but it's a natural version of that. But her book is called The Mama Natural Week by Week Guide to Pregnancy and Childbirth. Again, I'll link this below. I have this. I love this book. It has such cute illustrations and it has so much information in it. It really helps with kind of those random things that come up with during pregnancy, like your glucose test and literally just everything. Like, she has tips for everything, preparing for labor in the natural ways. If you suffer from gestational diabetes or any sort of complication, she has a lot of more naturally minded information on preparing and giving birth. So this is like a must-have, especially if you're a new mom and this is your first go at it and you just want more information. I personally would recommend this over the other ones out there because it has all the natural methods, which I'm super interested in, and I assume you might be interested in that too. One other thing that you can use is a hot water bottle. If you watched my labor stories, you know that water was the biggest thing in helping me cope with the labor pain, not using any pain medication. And I was so grateful that at both the birthing center I was in for my first birth and the hospital that I was in for my second birth that I had access to a tub where I could labor in. Both of my labors, I spent the majority of the time in the water. If you don't have access to that, I highly recommend just getting one of those hot water bottle type things you can use on your lower abdomen. Some personal information, I'm actually in my period right now and I can totally just sympathize. Obviously this is not labor, but it's just I'm having cramps right now, and all of these things that I'm sharing with you are really resonating because I'm feeling those parts of my body right now. So I would definitely recommend a hot water bottle. Obviously you don't want things to be like scalding hot. From my understanding, the warnings about hot tubs and hot water is really the concern of raising your whole body temperature, so that's what I'd be more concerned about. That's really what is going to present a greater risk for your baby, is your whole body getting too hot and your blood getting too hot. Talk to your doctor again if you have any concerns. Even when I was in the tub, it wasn't just the water. I literally, both of the tubs I was in had the removable handle, and I put that warmest water right against my abdomen, and that was honestly, out of all the things I did, one of the most helpful things at reducing the pain. But if you don't have access to a birthing tub, or if that just sounds nice to you, like even if you're on a hospital bed or laboring on the birth ball or anything, just to have that warmth can really help ease a lot of that pain. It's pretty amazing. One other thing that can help is magnesium oil spray. Magnesium oil spray saved me, I'm almost certain, from morning sickness. Okay, I still had morning sickness, but my second pregnancy, I had such bad morning sickness my first pregnancy, not the throwing up kind, but just the all day nauseous and dizzy, and like I couldn't do anything, and even lying still on the couch I still felt sick. But taking in an obscene amount, okay, talk to your doctor again, but I slathered myself in this magnesium oil spray. It was the only thing that helped me with morning sickness at all, so I'd highly recommend looking into that if you are interested. I have a video all about that I did on morning sickness and magnesium oil. I will link that below. But taking it in through your skin is much more effective than taking it orally, so look into that. But magnesium also helps relax your muscles, so you can use this spray on your skin where you're aching during labor, and it can help take away some of those aches and pains during labor. So that is a great tool if you're interested in that. But again, talk to your doctor, your midwife, but that is something I use a ton while I was pregnant. The last little tip is honey sticks. This isn't gonna like save you, but at the same time, okay, so the thing is, labor takes a lot of freaking energy. It's probably the hardest thing your body will ever go through. You need to be prepared. And it's good to have a meal, you know, leading up to labor so you can be energized and have proper fuel for your body. But there are lots of times where you need that convenience, or you don't have an appetite for certain things, especially as you get later on into labor, especially if your labor is drawn out. And then again, especially if you're in a hospital, almost all hospitals don't let you have any food because in case you have a C-section, they don't want food in your stomach because there's a risk of you throwing up during surgery and it's a hazard. So lots of times you can sneak in honey sticks though, and honey is such an easy, quick source of energy. Obviously having a jar of honey isn't the most practical thing, so I definitely recommend honey sticks. I have heard this recommended a lot because they're super quick and convenient. You can just slurp them down and you get that glucose to your body, to your cells, to help continue to fuel you. When I was in labor with my first daughter, the midwife was really insistent that I eat something, but I did not want to eat anything. And I remember, was it soup or something, my husband went and picked up, and about an hour or two later, when I was getting close to transition, I ended up throwing it up on my doula. Like, she was literally right next to the bed. I don't know how it made it on her. I told you my birth stories were interesting, so if you want to watch those, check them down below. But I think honey or something lighter would have fared much better in my body than soup. So buy some honey sticks. The convenience of them, the effectiveness, it's something natural sugar. It's not like cane sugar or whatever. So anyways, there are other things you can buy, other things you can do to prepare for labor, lots of things that are more mentally focused. So I highly recommend you check out my other videos. And if you enjoy this, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. I am going to film a video about all the free things you can do preparing for labor. I will literally link all my favorite videos and YouTubers so that you can do all those free things to prepare for labor, because who doesn't love free stuff? I mean, Amazon is great, but so is free stuff. So I'll make sure to film that one for you as well. And if you're new here, welcome. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching it to the end, and I hope you stick around and subscribe. I love you. I pray that you are filled with confidence and strength and that everything goes smoothly. I pray that you're able to rest in the assurance that your body has the ability to do this and that God is with you and will help see you through this whole process. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you in my next video.